Question I. A hotel charges $60 per night to rent a room, plus a surcharge of $10 per person per stay. Write a formula to show the relationship between the cost C, the number of nights, and the number of people B. تمام. تو نحن نبغى نشوفوا كيف نكتبوا فورمولا ونشتغلوا، طبعا مش حنشتغلوا بيها، حنكتبوا الفورمولا بس، لان انا بوريكم كيف تكتب فورمولا وتشتغل بيها في الكويشنز. اول حاجه السي اللي هي الكوست، صح؟ بقولوا سي equals the cost of one. تمام. a hotel charge 60% per night، $60 per night، يعني الليله الواحده ب $60. معناها الليله اللي هي n number of nights n المفروض نضربها في 60، صح؟ معناها نقول له n or 60n 60n. تمام. به plus شنو؟ yes.
Plus, where are we up to? Like, which topic?
Yes, we're talking about writing expressions and formula involving one or more variables. تمام. يبقى first thing 2.1.
Oh yes, yeah, I found it.
You found it? I think page 15 or something. Okay, so writing expressions, as we said, first thing we write C as the cost. تمام. we'll see cost 60 times n اللي هي 60 times number of nights, and then we have what? We have number of people here P plus a surcharge of $10 per person per stay. معناها حتكون شنو؟ معناها 10 مضروبة في P، لأن لو كان one person معناها $10، two people معناها $20. That's the idea. Okay. خلاص هذه هي شنو الفورمولا اللي حنشتغلوا فيها أو they want us to write. Okay. That's the idea of this question. Formula. You study this in year 7 and year 9. Okay. Let's study this in 7 and 9. تمام. Let's move on to the next one. Here. Substitute values into a formula. When we have a formula like this, yeah, we just put the values inside of it. يعني مثلا عندي F هي
8.4 equal M مضروبة في 70.
مضروبة في 70. فنكتبها
70A وهذه 8.4. نشيل الجهة الأخرى مثل القسمة تقعد 8.4 قسمة 70.
ونشيل الام ال 70 هنا dividing، راح تيجي القسمة 70 فنقسمها على 70
تقدر مثل A equals 0.12.
M equals 8.4 divide 70 ونطلعها بالكالكوليتر أو
هي حتك equal 0.12.
0.12. Yes. Get the idea. That's it for this question. Substitution, it's easy. It's not a big deal. We know how to substitute numbers instead of letters. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. And most of the مش questions هنا ideas. They will give you the ideas. Yes. So you have, if you know this, it means you can skip it. Go to the next one. That's the idea. Making something the subject. For example, making T the subject, changing the subject of the formula. معناها it means we need T to be alone. بخلي T وحدها. معناها حنشتغل وحدة. ها. First step, what do I do? I do هذه.
Do times both side
أول
by
حاجة نشيل 4 الجهة الأخرى multiplication.
I'm gonna take this by multiplying أول حاجة first thing. So
you can also do
بعدها نشيل 3 للجهة الأخرى.
Yes, رغد. You can do.
You can also do cross multiplication, like y is like
multiplying,
it's
same
under
idea.
a 1.
Yeah,
so
same idea.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be 4y.
Or you can times both sides by 4.
Or both sides by 4. Same idea. So it's gonna be 4y equals 3t plus 7, right? بعدها ينور. ينور رغد. Yes.
مثلا بعد نشيل هذه minus 4y minus 7.
تيجي هنا بالماينس. So I'm gonna take the 7 by minus. It's gonna be 4y minus 7 equals 3.
Equals 3. بعد مثلا نشيل t الجهة الأخرى division. تيجي 4
3. divide by 3. That's it.
قصدي العكس يعني.
That's it. Easy. That's the idea of making any letter or variable subject. And now we have to focus on the steps, okay? Let's move on. This is algebraic equation. Okay. Using index notation and index laws with positive, negative, zero powers. Okay, when you have something like this, let's we need to put it in the simplest form. How do we simplify this in the simplest form? First thing, this is power of 0. So it's gonna
حطي
be
كده مستر أيوة تمشي كلها وتبقى
1.
16.
It's gonna be 1, this one. And multiplied by 16 is gonna be 16, right? And عندي 64 divide 16 multiplied by x power.
بعدها مستر نجيب 64 divide by 16 صح؟
كم تطلع 64 divide 16؟
تطلع 64 divide by 16 4.
تطلع 4. Yes.
4
So it's gonna be
x3.
4x power of 8. That's right. Okay. This is the simplest form of this one. You have to focus. ركزوا إن لما يجي عندي power كيف نشتغل بها. تمام؟ That's a long message. Message is not in this. Oh, I understand you, son. I understand you, son. Okay, no problem. No problem. We will talk about this, okay? خلاص. So simplest form of this one is this, okay? Right, let's move on to the next one. Here, expanding brackets. expanding هنا هنضرب. ركزوا إننا هنضرب الأول نضربه في الأول ها يجيب x سكوير بعدين ناخذه ونضربه في الثاني اوكي منها بعد ما نكمل g نعدي من الثاني هذا نضربه من الأول وبعدين نضربه في الثاني اوكي first one times first one تجيب x سكوير يعني x power 2 x power 2 بعدين x times negative 4 هتقعد negative 4x. And then this times this times this times. So 3 times x to get plus
3x.
And then 3 times negative 4 to get negative 1.
Good. 12.
Now we look at the like terms. Like terms
Negative 4 plus 3.
So negative 4 plus 3 هتطلع كم؟
Negative 1x.
Well, negative x.
You can just do negative x.
Negative x, yes. So x squared negative x and then negative 1. Okay. You get the idea. So this one is the simplest form of this one. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Now this one is factorizing, which is the opposite of expanding, and we're factorizing.
أول حاجة بس نحطوا 2 brackets.
Here.
وهنا 2 نحطوا كل واحدة فيهم x. تعالى نشوف رقم نضربه في بعضها يعطي 30 ونزيد هيك 7 اللي هو
اوكي for this step ركز معي يعني اول حاجه نبحثها
ننقص يا مس عشان ماينس اللي هو مستر 3 و10
معناها هنا لان هذه ماينس معناها we subtract معناها first thing because it's subtraction معناها the signs are different انت دي subtraction the main signs are different معناها واحده positive وواحده negative تمام now ناخذ 30 يروحها factorizing I think it's 1
مستر 10 و 3 يا مستر
yes but you have to follow the steps because the numbers are not the same هذا example فهمتين in the test you might not get 30 ضروري factorizing 2 times 15 3 times 10 and 5 times 6 now you need two numbers when you multiply them you get 30 we have these two numbers when you subtract them you get 7 so the numbers that you subtract when you get 7 هم 3 and 10 good.
حط مستر 10 هي اللي للبلس لأنه رقم كبير وال3 للماينس.
The answer is negative 7. معناها the bigger one must be negative. لأن the subtraction answer is negative 7. معناها 10 تاخذ النيجاتيف. فهمت كيف؟ لأن the answer of subtraction is negative. وهذا okay, let's start. Now let's move on to the next question. هذا بالنسبة شنو؟ بالنسبة ل factorizing quadratic expressions. طبعا هنا factorizing the difference of two squares اللي هي نسوي فيها two squares like this. Same idea لما نقدر نحكي لهم واحد هذا square وهذا square معناها هذه x وهذه x وهذه 6 and 6 and because it's negative معناها واحدة negative وواحدة positive. Okay? Same idea.
Okay.
Next one. Here we have verse 16 in P. Solve problems in context involving formula expressions. هنا معناها يعطيني word problems في formula. The perimeter P of a circle rectangle, so it can be found using this formula, where L is the length of a rectangle and W is the width. The perimeter of a rectangle is 156. بما أنه 156.
معناها مصر ندير
صح؟
أيوة حطها بدل بي.
The length of the rectangle is twice as long as its width. هنا في ترك شوية، هنا ضروري تبحثي فيها وتعرفي كيف تجريها.
Rectangle is twice as long as its width.
معناها
فين أو حاطينها اثنين أنا.
ليش معناها هذه؟
إن يعني هو الوث في يعني كيف الدبل اللينث بتاعه.
still زين.
صح؟
الويدث كان the length of the rectangle is twice the width. شو معناها؟
لا مثلا كان عندي
It's
الوث
twice like
5
double.
معناها اللينث 10.
كيف نكتبها هنا؟ كيف
يعني
ندير
it's
معناها؟
double.
معناها شو ندير هنا نغير؟
ضرب 2.
شو اللي نديرها ضرب 2؟
الوث قصدي اللينث صح؟
اللينث قال اللينث is twice.
ايوه اتلخبطت
راح نشوفها. قال لي the length is twice the width. لا صح معناها L يساوي 2W right؟ The length is twice the width. معناها أنا بتوه في الفورمولا اللي فوق.
نحول ال L ونحطها بدالها.
ندير 156 صح؟ هذه أول حاجة. Let's make it small. هتساوي شنو 156؟ هتساوي 2 في ال اللي عندي أنا
نديرها
كم؟
بس 2 ضرب 2 W.
أيوه 2 times 2W.
زائد 2W.
2W. تمام؟ وبعدين plus 2W. That's the idea. Get the idea؟
بعدها نضرب 2 جو اللي في البراكت هذا يقعد 4W زائد 2W اللي بعدها تقعد 6W.
معناها هنا 4W plus 2W good. تقعد 6W
بعدها نشيل 6 الجهة الأخرى division 156 divide by 6.
أيوه good.
by 6 تقدر مستر 26.
أنا 156 divide 6 تقعد 26. Good. Easy?
Yes.
26. That's the idea. معناها هذا كله منين جبته؟ أنا جبته من information هذا اللي هي L equals 2W. The length equals twice the width. فيش أنا عرفت نشتغل به. Okay? That's the idea of this list. Now let's move on to the next one. أنا عندي this question B. لو هنخش على equations and how to work with equations. Find pairs of numbers that satisfy a linear equation with two unknowns. هذه حكينا عليها أن لما يجي عندي equation like this اكتب two possible values بس يعني any possible values. What do you think?
نعطني 7.
2 plus 5 and
Yes, 2 and 5.
and 4 plus 3.
3 and 4. That's it. That's the question. So write any possible.
بس هذا جانا.
Yeah, I know.
في ال IG.
No, it's in the IGs. So write two possible answers. That's it. Easy? They're easy. You just have to understand what's going on. تمام. Hannah, solve linear equations including a known on both sides. You make then the equation like this.
We just do we just collect like terms?
Yes,
Yeah, we
like
just
terms.
collect like
مثلا
terms
x يلا بعضها والواي يلا بعضها صح؟ يعني like terms يلا بعضهم.
Good. شو ندير هاي؟ نشيل هذه بنيجاتيف here.
شيل 2x الجهة الأخرى تقعد minus ف 4x minus 2x تساوي 7 زائد 3.
This one, the other side, it's gonna be positive. This one, positive delta. Positive delta. Okay. So 4 minus 2 تطلع كم؟ 2x, right?
2x
7 plus 3 is 10.
10.
And then we divide by 2.
عادي مثلا نشيل 2 الجهة الأخرى division عشان كانت multiplication وتساوي 5.
Easy.
Yes.
Now let's move on to the next one. Same idea اللي هي اللي تحتها لكن بالواحد بس. Same idea. We do the same. ناخذ هذه النيجاتيف هنا. ناخذ هذه النيجاتيف هنا and do the same. Okay. Same idea.
Okay.
Now let's move on. This one.
هذا
same.
مستر هذا الإكس مش
أيوه.
cross
Cross multiply.
multiplication.
Yes, cross multiply. We just take this multiplied here, take this multiplied here. Okay. So let's
Okay.
do the say 2 times 5 to get 10.
10x.
Let's do a bracket first. So أنا x بعدين minus 3 صح؟ بعدين the other side and equal 4 times 2 to get 8x.
8x plus 24.
So when you're expanding the 10 جوه.
تجد 10x minus 30
equal 8x.
تساوي 8x plus 24.
Now
بعدين مثلا نشيل اللايك terms مع بعضهم. 8x هنا plus نشيل الجهة الأخرى minus والماينس 30 الجهة الأخرى plus 30.
minus x. الأخرى minus 30 equal plus 30 here. That's like x. So I move this here. Plus 30 times here. I move it. Now I do the like terms. 10 minus 8 to get 2x equals 24 plus 30 تطلع 54. And then
54. بعد ال 52 نديرها divide by 2 تقعد 52 54 divide by 2 تلقى بس 27.
X equals 27. Easy. Good. That's it for this idea. يعني هذا cross multiplying. If we know the idea of cross multiplying, بنعرف we can do like terms. And now we are doing well in this lesson. Okay. Idea. This is the idea of the specifications. أنا solve problems by writing and solving. معناها هذه direct. This one is indirect. معناها حيعطيك سؤال أنت تدير equation. Now, let's see the question. Man said, the man said, my brother is 8 years. His brother is 8 years. And I'm going to be, it was 8. لما نكتب ممكن تجي أسهل عليه. 8 years older than me, sorry. هم فيش قالوا 8 years older than me.
Plus me.
Okay. Let's say the man is M.
Plus M.
معناها هذه حاجة أنت قلت شنو؟ M
B 8 plus M
older than me أكبر مني معناها M plus 8 صح؟ equals B معناها أخوها أكبر منك 8 right? This okay?
Okay.
My brother is 8 years older than me. Eight years older than me. Yes. Back. My sister is 5 years younger than me.
معناها S تساوي M minus 5.
هي أصغر منها. معناها M minus 5. Yes. M minus 5 equals this. Yes. تمام. And all three of our ages add up to 129.
يعني M plus B plus S يساوي 129.
M plus B plus S equals 129.
لسه هذا جانا زي متاع QRS.
Yeah, QRS same idea. How old is the man's brother? Equal the man's brother.
أول حاجة ندير substitution.
Good. أنا عارف ال B هذه. خلاص ناخذ ال B.
البي نحطها M plus 8.
هو تجيب M plus 8 نحطها. وال M
plus
minus 5
M
we can
minus
S.
5.
Let's do it. M here. بعدين plus
زائد M
plus
8.
بعدين
plus
plus
M minus 5.
M minus 5.
وناخذ زي بعض تجي 3M.
بعدين عندي 3m good 1 2 3 تبقى 3m
و 8 minus 5 اللي هي 3
3 equals 129
تساوي 129. الشي تساوي ال plus 3 جي الأخرى minus
3m equals
126
minus 3 صح؟
تقدر 126
equals 126 صح؟
بعدها 3 للجهة الأخرى تقعد 42.
I multiply 126 and m equals 42
42.
40 هذا الام اللي هو المان من يبقوا هم the man's brother انا عشان دي
نعدي نحط 42 plus 8.
42 plus 8 تطلع 50 so the
تطلع
man's
50.
brother is 50. Easy. That's the whole idea. Same idea as the question that you have in the idea list. تمام. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's move on. We have a science test. Solve equations involving of x squared. تمام.
بس هذه أنا جاوبها.
Yes.
في بس حط جيت سؤال.
Yes, absolutely. Solve equation involving x squared. Yes.
أنا مثلا قال x square minus 25 تساوي 96 ونحن سوينا نبغى x square فناخذ 96 ونحطها under root صح؟
Wait.
ما تجيش يعني نزيد من هذا.
No. You
Wait,
have to
no,
change the
then
25 to the other side, so it'll be 96 plus 25.
before the
It'll be
root.
96. It'll be x squared equals 96 plus 25, and then you square root it, which is 191 square root, which
Well, first we
equals
take this to the other side.
x equals 13.82.
Okay. Hannah, good. Yes. So it's gonna be plus 25 first.
يساوي 121.
So x squared 129 1 squared
1,
equals
2. X equals
121.
21.
Yes. And then
X equals 11 because we square rooted it
square
now.
rooted. So x equals 11. Okay.
Okay.
So we have to focus on the numbers that we have. Okay. So 6. Okay. Let's check the other one. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Yes.
Mister, in the next question, is it like the one I said yesterday when you like something that you add up, you get 7 and then you multiply, you get negative 30?
This one.
Yeah.
Right, let's look. Okay. First, as I said, as I always say, but no one is listening. ضروري نبحث what's going on with the 30. ضروري نبحث what's going on here قبل نبدأ نحل السؤال. Here we have minus. It means subtract. أنا نكتب subtract هنا. مش بلخبطش. And then we do the brackets. تمام.
So we know what's going on in the middle.
Yes, so x and x. Right? Now, because it's subtract, when do you subtract? When you have the same signs or different signs?
Different signs.
Different. Subtraction happens when you have different. معناها one of them is positive, one of them is negative. لكن لو كانت add معناها same signs. Okay? Because we have different signs now. I need two numbers. When you multiply them, you get 30.
10 و 30. 10 و 3.
3, yes. When you multiply them, you get 30. When you subtract them, you get 7. Not add them. فضروري ركز على هذا. Okay? So it's 10 and 3. أنا عارف إن هنا 10 and 3. لكن ما نعرفش وين نحط كل واحدة فيهن. I take a look at the answer of subtraction.
7 و 3.
Well, the answer of subtraction is negative. So the bigger one should be negative. أنا 10 نحطها مع النيجاتيف. 300. بحيث لما نقول negative 3 plus negative 10 plus 3, it will give me negative 7. Okay.
You gotta solve it right after that. Like you say negative 3 and then the positive 10.
Yeah, you say -3, the opposite of this one. So you say x equals -3. Then we go solve, you have to do this step, okay? Do the opposite of what you have here. Like +3 minus -3. And here x equals the opposite of this, so +3. Okay? This is solving. This is factorizing. This is solving. Okay? Now let's move on to the next. Let me questions. 17. Can the 32 or 20 something?
34 يا مستر.
34 too much. Yeah. 17.
17 يا مستر.
Yes, it was 18. هلا direct proportion. We talked about direct proportion. When x هي قلناها دي. That's 16 هو.
Yeah, just repeat it.
Why is that proportion to x?
Just do
Why is it-
cross
انت
multiply.
قلت لنا تجيبها بالاكس تكنيك.
No. Here they want you to write the equation. ركزوا على
انا
السؤال.
كان يجيبوا هذه.
Ah, they
That-
don't want the
that one.
equation, not the answer. أنا أركز على السؤال.
Okay.
I never saw a question like this, to be honest, in the IGs. عمرهم مسألوا على equation of direct proportion.
No. Like
يلا
one of
بس
them,
يقولوا نقدر
there was a
فاهمينها.
question.
They might bring it this year.
Multiple choice.
They don't.
Ah, they
yeah,
have multiple choice.
صح. جافي multiple choice. صح. لا, but in multiple choice, not the equation. They asked for the value. Like in write a proportionality equation, I've never seen
No,
that.
it was like K equal to whatever and all that.
أيوة.
بس
you
زي
write the
اللي هو ما
values.
قالولناش اكتبوا ستيبس فهمتي؟
Yeah, but like we did it to find the answer, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's same idea here. تمام, هنقول له y direct proportion like x. تمام, same idea. Yes, I have to draw it.
وبعدها نحول يا مستر دايركت بروبورشن نكتب equal k
أيوة, y equals k.
x kx.
تمام, نبدأ k
بعدها
وهذا.
نحط
So what
نشيل
is
الأشياء الأخرى.
This is the meaning
No,
of
I
direct
don't get it.
proportion. That's the meaning of direct proportion.
why is there a K there?
You have to remove this and you put equal k. K is the constant. We call it the constant of proportion. So you remove this sign and you put equal k, okay? Now you need the k
What's
alone.
that sign?
Yes,
What's that sign, sir?
the sign is a sign of direct proportion. This is the sign of
Okay,
direct
X.
proportion. It looks like this.
Okay.
It's like infinity, but it's missing something. You know the sign of infinity, right? Like this.
Mhm.
We remove this now. Okay. So we remove the sign of proportionality. You put equals x. Now you equals k. I'm sorry. You take the x by dividing. So k equals.
k equals y divided by x.
Yes, y divided x. Y over x.
خلاص بعدها مثلا نحط
But
الفاليو
here,
بتاعتها.
yes, we take the values توا اللي هن
4 divided by 16
4 divided 16.
بقى اللي هي تساوي 4 بعدها. معناها
Not
k تساوي
4. It's not 4. It's focus.
4. يا مستر.
It's not 4. It's 0.25.
0.25.
صح
focus.
مستر.
نركز عليها هذه.
صح.
أيوة, so it's gonna be 0.25. إذا كان k 0.25 معناها نقول 0.25 نجي نرد بها الإيكويشن من جديد اللي هي فالانسر final answer حيكون شنو؟ y equals 0.25
0.25 times 16.
x. That's the equation. هذه هي الانسر.
Oh, you don't multiply it by like any number?
هو مستر
No,
مش
huh?
الإجابة الأخيرة.
ما we have to read the questions, guys. Write a proportionality equation. That's the
تمام.
question. ما اقدرش نقول لكم دي
Would I get
معادلة.
it wrong? Would I get it wrong if I solved it?
How do you solve it if you don't have numbers?
Look, I can multiply the 0.25 by 16.
And you will get
then-
4. You get back to the
Huh?
question.
صح.
That's the question. They gave you
لسه ما
this.
فكرتش فيها صح.
Yeah, you have to read the questions. That's what I'm telling you. You have to read the question. What do they need? لأنك أنت مش فاهمة what do they need معناه you can't answer. معناه أنت معناه تحدي solving أخرى وتطلعي لهم 16. You can't add that again, okay? So this is the equation, okay? We call it proportionality equation. Guys, focus on this. This is the sign of proportionality. You have to use it when you answer this, okay? All right, let's move on to the next question. As I told you, and I've never seen this in the IGs yet. They might bring it, and it's in the specifications. Solve a pair of simultaneous equations, linear equations. Solving simultaneous equations, we talked about this making them the
You put them
same.
under each other and then you multiply them to make them the same. and you
مثلا نضرب
subtract them.
الايكويشن الأولى ل 4 والأخرى ب 2.
Bah, why make it hard?
Yeah.
Bah, up to you.
No, that's like the easy way to do it.
اضرب
Multiply
بهذه
the
بس.
top by.
Just multiply this by 2, yeah. You don't have to do both
Wait,
of them.
can we
مستر
multiply the
العكس
bottom?
يا مستر، مش اللي فوق جاية ب 4 وتحت
No.
2.
I know. انت لما تضربي شنو السبب اللي تضربي عليه؟ ليش تضربي؟ Why do you multiply? To make them the same صح؟
عشان بيجي زي بعضنا.
خلاص لما
في
اضرب
أنا-
هذه في 2 تقعد 4 خلاص تقعد زي هذه.
Mr. multiply
أنا
into the
قبل
bottom.
مثلا بنضرب اللي
انت
فوق
ديما تضربي في اللي فوق
وتحت
نقطة
2.
نقطة اوكي انت عادي كانك تشتغل هيك ديما عادي تعرف it will give you the same answer. But
خلاص نجي هيك عشان
لا
تلخبط.
ما تلخبطيش خلاص. If we multiply this by 2 we will make it 4x the same. Let's write it here. 4x بعدين plus 6y بعدين equals negative 8 تمام. Now I'm going to work these out لأن they have the same sign معناها I'm going to subtract the equations. No, subtract the equations when they have the same signs. The subtraction I can put subtraction sign here ونشتغل من فوق اللوطة. ركزوا في النقطة هذه ما تلخبطوش فيها. هنا 4 minus 4 تطلع 0. هنا minus y minus 6y كم تطلع؟
minus 5y.
5y.
Let's say it again. Minus y minus 6y.
مستر minus 5y.
Oh, 7y.
Again, yes, minus 7y. This one is minus 7y.
Mr. Y.
Minus y minus
minus
6y.
ما مثلا أنا بحط في البلس هذا.
ما هذه minus the equation. مش نحن انت واخدينها minus the equation, the whole equation.
عارفة مثلا أنا نسيت إن عندنا minus.
فركزوا عليها هذه تمام. هذا ايش نقول كم ترتيب الايكويشنز فوق بعضهم وشنو
Mr.
تدير؟
I have a question. Why can't we put the new equation you wrote like on top of it?
Yes,
top
let's
of
do
the
this.
second
Yes,
equation.
yes. Let's do this. So it's going to be 4x plus
Yeah.
6y
Yeah,
Equals-
equals -8.
negative 8. What's the second one? 4x minus
Minus
y
y
equals.
equals 6. You can do
6.
that too, right?
Yes, let's do this. So what are we going to do?
Oh,
They
we're
have
gonna
the same
subtract
signs.
them.
We're going to subtract
You
the equations,
cancel
right?
them out.
Mhm.
Before canceling, we have to decide what to do, adding or subtracting.
Mister,
know.
I always
Subtract.
subtracted. I always subtracted to خلاص.
No, if they have the same signs, you have to subtract them. If they have
And then if
different
they're
signs,
different-
you add them. If they're different, you add them.
بس هيك ممكن نحن نجيبوا فين يعني same.
No,
like
I don't know. I don't know the questions, to be honest enough. I don't know the questions. If you
I always subtract
Mister,
them.
when do we add them? Like,
when we add them if they have different signs. لو كانت عندي هنا negative 4 أصلا في الإيكويشن الأساسية معناها we add to make them 0 and then we
Wait,
add
add
the
plus
rest.
minus, it's still subtractions. Oh, you're always gonna
No,
subtract anyway.
let me tell you this.
صار.
بحثوا فيه
Mister,
هنا
it's always gonna be negative stuff يعني.
I know the end will be negative. هنا to make this negative do you add or subtract?
Add.
صح؟ معناها you have to
Yeah.
add these, you have to add these, okay?
Or just use your
كلها
logic. and
يمشي مع
subtract.
بعض يا مستر صح؟
Adding, you're still adding. But if it's like this, what do I do here?
Subtract them.
It means I have to subtract these. I have to subtract these. معناها you
Okay.
follow the step that you're doing.
Okay.
طب ليش أنا نكتب في negative هنا?
Mister, how can you like subtract like y from 6?
You say
Exactly.
6.
You just like count it as a 1.
No, you yes, this is a 1. You say 6 minus y. And you subtract the whole equation. So you say 6 minus y.
So that's gonna be positive 7y, right?
Well, 6 minus y is going to be 7y. 7y
Equals
equals
negative 8, negative 6,
-8, -6 equals what? Negative
negative 14.
14. You see this?
Okay.
What's next?
Take 7
Take 7 to the other side.
Gonna be
negative 14 divided by 7, negative 2.
-2. -2. This is the y. Let me go back to this. Let me go
Now
back
use
to
one of the
this.
equations. Why, Mister? Don't mess